Vaccination failure arises when birds fail to develop adequate antibody titer levels and or at a risk of field disease outbreak. According to different research, output vaccination failure occurs due to inappropriate vaccine schedule or timing, improper handling of vaccine quality, vaccine strain, and insufficient amount of antibody titer level after vaccination that predisposes the chickens to a field disease outbreak. Note that poultry vaccines can be administered through oral, subcutaneous, intramuscular, wing web, drinking water, eye dropping, and spray. If a vaccine is not delivered using appropriate vaccination site or recommended route of administration, it may result in poor protection by the vaccine in poultry flock. Besides, mass vaccination through drinking water and spray lacks uniformity in dosage between individual birds during administration. That results in the lack of effective immunity also. The result of the vaccination totally depends on the application technique. Improper vaccine application is the most common reason vaccines and vaccine programs fail. With the success and growth of poultry industry throughout the world came tremendous challenges in the efficient and economic application of poultry vaccines. There are several reasons why most vaccine programs fail. Hi, you are welcome to my channel. I remain your humble coach, Dr. Leonard Charles, the Senior Consultant and Chief Executive Officer, Lena Fields Technology Nigeria Limited. I've come your way once again with an interesting content. How to prevent vaccine failure in poultry. How to prevent vaccine failure in poultry. If this is your first time of joining us in this channel, the Poultry Site TV, look for the subscribe button below this content and click subscribe. Once you are subscribed to this channel, you get unlimited notification of all our training and all our content. Do well also and share the links with your friends, colleagues, brothers and sisters and relatives. Share it with your platforms and other groups you belong. Share it to your colleagues and other farmers. Let them get the wide knowledge of the poultry training. And if you find this topic very interesting at the end of this video, give us a thumb up and make a very positive comment. If you have any question or comments, look for the comment section. I will be glad to answer your questions and respond to your queries timely. You are highly welcome. How to prevent vaccine failure in poultry. Storage and transport. Number 1. Buy your vaccine from reliable and reputable vets closer to your farm. Shop which has refrigerator facilities, because live vaccines are normally stored at a temperature of plus 2 degrees centigrade to 8 degrees centigrade. Therefore, they should neither be frozen in a freezer nor stored above plus 8 degrees centigrade. When transporting, the same temperature should be maintained. Transportation in a flask with ice is very good and advisable. Check expiry dates of the vaccine before you leave the vet shop. No one is above mistake. Make sure you check the expiring date to make sure that the vaccine you are holding or you are giving to your birds are still effective. Ensure that the vaccines are not expired by confirming the date on the vial before purchasing. And make sure you check the content of the vial before you leave. If it is not frozen inside, do not leave the vet shop with that particular bottle because it is ineffective. It cannot work. Don't vaccinate sick birds. The immune system of a sick bird is very weak and cannot satisfactorily withstand a vaccine, let alone develop immunity against the disease. Vaccination of a sick bird can precipitate the disease it is intended to prevent. Sick birds should therefore be allowed to recover fully before vaccination. Don't use chemicals or detergents to wash the equipment and drinkers that are to be used for the vaccination exercise before the residues if these chemicals inactivate the vaccine. Use boiled water to sterilize drinkers before use. Vaccines administered via drinking water should be opened under the water into which it is to be mixed. Don't open it while standing. Make sure you put your hand inside the water before you open it. This is because vaccines are normally vacuum sealed. When opened in the air, they may draw contaminated air into the container of the vial. Whenever necessary, deworming should be carried out 1 week prior to vaccination. Do not expose vaccines to direct sunlight. Never mix 2 different vaccines together, especially if they are from different manufacturers. Give an interval of 2 to 3 days between one vaccine and another. Do not vaccinate under high temperature as it affects vaccine potency. Vaccination should be carried out during cooler period of the day, most especially early hours of the morning, between 6 and 8 p.m. Anyway, it depends on the climatic condition of the environment or the weather. Heat sources in brooder house may be temporarily turned off except when the weather is too cold. Avoid strays during vaccination. Strays is a well-documented and proven immunosuppressant. During strays, the plasma corticosteroid level of the birds increases significantly, which results in a severe protein catabolism or breakdown of protein, resulting in reduced protection of the antibodies in the bird. Feed also plays a very important role, directly or indirectly, in the development of immunity. Birds fed with well-balanced diet will respond better. Feed should be analyzed from time to time for the presence of mycotoxins. For administration of correct dose, actual water consumption must be known prior to vaccination day. Supply sufficient drinkers and even distribution of the drinkers is very necessary during vaccination. Discontinue and stop the use of any medication at least 48 hours before the vaccination. Reconstitute vaccines in a smaller quantity of water before adding it to the drinking or adding more water to it to the level or to the quantity of water you need. Use only skin milk for vaccines. Avoid using powdered milk during vaccination. Skin milk acts as a protein source and the vaccine virus attaches to it. Any powdered milk apart from skin milk contains 9 or 10% fat, and this fat aggregates on or near the surface of the container. Due to light weight of the fat, where vaccine is mixed, leading to the development of different concentration zones of the vaccine in the container. Note, the higher the skin milk concentration, the better the suspension of the vaccine in the water. After adding the skin milk, wait for 10 to 20 minutes for chlorine to be dissolved or neutralized before opening the vial of the vaccine under the surface of the water. Leftover vaccines must be properly buried or thrown away or burnt. Use the proper route meant for the vaccination. For instance, we have the intraocular, which is dropped in the eyes. We have the intranasal route, vaccines that are dissolved in their nose or nostril or dropped in their nostril. We have the oral route, which is through the drinking water administration. And we have the injection type, that either through the intramuscular or subcutaneous administration. We have the wing web or wing purchase or wing stab. This is mostly used to administer fowl pox. We have the aero administration. This method is spread in a closed environment for them to breathe in or through their eyes. So all these routes must be complied to. You don't use the injectable vaccine in drinking water. Make sure you dissolve the vaccine in the appropriate vial. Watch my first video in the best way to give Gumboro disease. You view the number or the quantity of water that is required to dissolve each vial of the vaccine. Have a wonderful day. I remain your wonderful coach and humble servant, Dr. Leonard Charles. Bye till the next content. I love you all. This is the Poultry Site TV. The Poultry Site TV is a global television channel for all farmers. If by now you are not subscribed to this channel, do that right now. Look for the subscription button below this content and click subscribe. Once you are subscribed to this channel, you will get automatic notification of all our training videos. This Poultry Site television is educative, is entertaining, is interactive, and is a complete package content for all global farmers. Whatever that's worrying you in your farm business, agri business, livestock business, you get them here solved with ease. For consultancy, for contract, for job, poultry construction, animal husbandry, egg hatching, supply of incubators, repairs, installations, and all the administrative matters on poultry, consult the address and phone number you will see at the end of this topic. Thank you once again and remain blessed. Watch out for the next interesting content coming soon. Note the highlight of this particular content on preventing vaccine failure. 1. Let there be proper formulation of vaccines. 2. Use of local strains of vaccine